Good afternoon. On behalf of Carolyn and Henry, thank you for coming and joining in the celebration of their marriage. This is such a special day for them, and having family and friends here to witness their love for each other is important. Thank you for this day and for bringing Carolyn and Henry together. Bless this marriage today and all days. Provide wisdom, compassion, courage, patience, and grace as they walk this life together.
Very unreasonably, I've made you wait this long, and I'm gonna make you wait just a little bit longer, just because I have to first say thank you guys all for coming on behalf of Carolyn and I. We really appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I know it wasn't easy for any of you guys. I made you guys wait until most of you have kids or dogs and super busy lives before I got married. And then Carolyn and I went and picked a venue that was super far from where we live, right? It's not close to Sacramento. It's not close to the San Francisco Bay Area. It's not close to Los Angeles. We've got New York here. We've got New Jersey. We've got, where's Kelvin? Shanghai, China.
Now, I'm not sure whether it's harder to believe that we all made it out together to this amazing midsummer's night dream of a chateau in France, thousands of miles away from where we all live. But having us gathered here today is just a testament to how much we love these two beautiful people, and also a testament to how far Chinese people like myself will travel for free food and free wine.
I have never been here before, yes. So the very first time we turned the corner and we saw this castle, I was just flabbergasted. I have never been to the castle before, but I've seen videos and photos. So I knew the castle was beautiful, but many times when you see things, it looks prettier in photos than in real life. But with this castle, it's truly stunning in real life and stunning in photos. And actually, I would say it's more stunning in real life, because when you see it in real life, you really get a sense of how grand, how beautiful it is, and it really is like stepping into a fairy tale, Disney castle type of, I guess, location, but it's a real thing. It's not just a movie set or a studio, and the town next door that's connected is also just like so quaint and beautiful.
Why France? Because obviously I'm French. No, you know what? This is completely her idea. I do. I have 12, and actually, if I could have more, I probably could. I think I've been in 16 weddings or something like that as either a groomsman or even a best man. Payback should be a bitch, and I've tried to bring hell down on as many of
my old friends as possible.
He also wanted something that was very memorable, and he didn't want to just have a one-night party. So he really wanted kind of a wedding weekend of a place where friends and family can get together and just enjoy the atmosphere and have multiple parties over the weekend. He's trapping all his boys here so they can play basketball with him tomorrow before the wedding, you know. They can all get drunk and hang out with him. It's kind of like one big Airbnb, like, weekend party.
I remember being able to hang out with friends at the wedding. It was a lot of fun. Old friends, haven't been able to catch up with in a long time. I was able to do it there. Remember Carolyn. It's Carolyn looking absolutely beautiful. The decorations were amazing. I know Cynthia worked with Carolyn to...
I took inspiration ideas from Pinterest, Instagram, like most brides do, looking at bridal blogs and things like that. And then I shared them with Cynthia, and then we discussed them. And then, you know, I might have sent her a lot of detailed pictures, and then Cynthia took those ideas, and then she just, like, flew with it. She, you know.
As Carolyn, Henry, and I prepared for today, I asked them various questions about how they met, what they value in each other, how they make the other better a person, and what they see when they look at each other. I'm not certain they expected a homework assignment as they prepared for today, but I found their answers and how they talked about each other refreshing.
We were sort of introduced by a mutual friend of ours, Steve Chen. Steve told me that he had met someone that he thought I would like, and he encouraged me to come out to a function that he was throwing. I know he did something similar for Carolyn in that, well, I think he just invited her to attend, not having told her that about me at all.
And I thought he was, you know, very handsome, very charming, very cute. But then we went back and he added me on Facebook and we connected on Facebook Messenger. We were chatting and I was expecting him to ask me out on a date. But then it took him 4.5, almost 5 months before he actually asked me out on a date. And when we first started talking, he would give me fashion advice. This one time I needed to go to a wedding and he actually sent me links to like which dresses I should buy to go to this party. And I thought he was gay at one point, actually. There's this like guy that's chatting with me, super sweet, super nice, and very flirty, but then giving me links to like buy fashion dresses. So you can't question why I would think he's gay.
She was bright, capable, she was intelligent. She actually worked for her family business. We had that in common, and I thought she was really pretty. First date actually did not go well. To put it that way, I mean, more truthfully, probably went terribly. I'm very surprised she went out with me again.
When he picked me up for the first date, I remember thinking, this guy's a little bit of a hot mess. And during our dinner conversation, he would just totally not know how to answer simple questions like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? He would look confused. And I'm like, wait, are you actually Henry King? Did you buy this folder from some PI and then decide to just fake the information?
I probably wasn't prepared to talk about myself a whole lot. On top of that, I was really tired because it sounds ridiculous. I went car racing the day before. Went racing, drove back like 100 miles, but I didn't want to cancel my date with Carolyn, so I showed up and, you know, I wasn't in my top form, but went well enough. Look where we are today.
So many of you might be wondering, how does one become the best friend of someone who has as many friends as Henry, and quite frankly, where everyone is like his best friend, right? I mean, actually, it's surprisingly simple, and a lot of it, it starts with really me reminding him regularly how great his hair looks, insisting to him that he's not fat, which I do every day, and convincing him that he hasn't aged a day in about 30 years. Which we all know is super true. So who can relate to that?
So Henry, I knew you and Carolyn were perfect for each other first time I saw you. Popping out of your dad's beautiful red Porsche with an umbrella on a sunny day. After all, my sister did fly here with 27 dresses. I joke you not. There is 27 dresses up there. And this poor sucker right here had to carry them.
There's so many ways to describe Henry, I guess, but one of the best, his personality, I think, is he's very charming, he's very loving, very sensitive, very caring, and he's a very generous friend. He cares a lot about those around him. And I think that's one of the main things that made me fall in love with him, is not only the fact that obviously I can communicate really well with him, and he's able to allow me to share my most kind of inner thoughts and feelings and be my true self with him, and that's one thing I really love, but also because he's such just a loving person to everyone and everything around him. It's just, he's very sweet, so.
I did want to recognize and say thank you to a few people in particular, okay? Firstly, our moms. Mom, thank you for continuing to worry about me and giving me counsel when I needed it most. And Mrs. Fung, or now also Mom, for treating me like a son pretty much since the first day you met me. And from what I understand from Carolyn, for taking my side when she and I get in squabbles. As much as it delights and excites me to marry Carolyn today, I know I speak for Carolyn when I say it makes us equally as happy and excited to do so in front of and with you guys. And in France, I still can't believe we're all here. I don't even have words to express how much Carolyn and I appreciate you guys being here for us. Basically since we met, okay? Appreciate you guys.
I remember also climbing into a helicopter about to launch off and towards getting married. And I was with my brother, my best friend Ivan, and it was surreal.
So we have a friend named Mike Brown, and when we told him that we were getting married at a castle in France, he kind of made a joke comment. He was like, "Castle, huh? Like, then what, Henry, is he gonna parachute down like James Bond to make it like even more crazy memorable?" And when he said that, I was like, oh, that's actually an interesting idea.
Carolyn, I know sometimes may appear that I'm not always enthusiastic about being in a relationship generally. And, you know, let's just be honest. I'm not the youngest, freshest chicken in the hen house, or maybe it's rooster, but I am very excited to be getting married to you. And I'm very excited about our future together. And I can't wait to be your husband.
They're about to say I do, 3 little letters, 2 little words. It's the simplest part of the day, but there's nothing simple about the things that will remain unsaid. I do means I do know I could be hurt, but I'm ready to be healed with you. It means I do want to try, even when the fear of failure holds me back, and I do not know the future, but I'm ready to be surprised along the way. And I do mean I do want your love, I do give you mine, and nothing we do will ever be the same because you and I will be doing it all together. Carolyn and Henry, are you ready for this? Are you ready to make the promises to one another? Carolyn, listen to these words from Henry. Carolyn, as someone who is just a little bit older than you, I had just about given up on the idea of marriage before our having met. But after our second date, and just 1 week after our first, I knew I wanted to marry you. All the 3.5 years since have just been a due diligence period. I promised to always try for us and to strive to be the best partner. To say yes once in a while when you're asking me to do something I really don't want to do, and to let you be the person that you are, or support you in becoming the type of person you may wish to be. I appreciate all that you are, and I'm excited to start the next chapter of my life as your husband. Henry, from the first night we met, through the several months we communicated on Facebook before our first date, I have felt connected to you. Whether you're providing me fashion advice, even before we started dating, or just talking about our day, I feel I can talk with you for hours and you listen to me. I have never experienced this type of connection from someone who sees me, hears me, understands me, and loves me. I want your love, and I give you mine. Nothing you do or I do will ever be the same from today, since we are doing it together. I am ready for this journey of walking together with all of my love.
Our guests, I didn't get to see his entrance, but the guests, they have told me about it, and everyone just cannot stop raving about Henry's entrance, and they love the helicopter ride during the cocktail hour.
Actually, the idea that the helicopter could be available for our friends to take rides around the property during our cocktail hour,
our cocktail hour is long, it's 2 hours, so I wanted to make sure that the guests don't get bored in 2 hours. So we tried to think of things for them to do, and a helicopter ride seemed like something that lots of people would be interested in.
It was so popular, it really caused a delay in the rest of the scheduling.
Yeah.
So you know that he doesn't, so he belongs to a gym, but he never works out. And you know why? It's not because he can't make it there or because he doesn't like it or whatever. He says that if he works out, he's gonna get too big. And, you know, this is something that I think we can all kind of appreciate, but it's the way he spends money. I know money's kind of a personal thing. You know, I shouldn't even be talking about this, but it's, you know, we've all, you know, been a part of, you know, an outing with Henry, you know, where he's bought dinner for like 50 people, you know, bought drinks for a whole bar, you know, bought hotel rooms for people that doesn't even know. He's, yeah, I mean, he's not living by, you know, the lessons that are taught in The Millionaire Next Door. He's not kind of living the way that like you'd want to teach your kids, but he's living life.
I'm certain you two will have a great family, and I love you, Carolyn. And Henry, I love you too.
In those early years, the single thing that bonded us the most was probably the one thing that we were the absolute worst at, and that was chasing girls. In fact, in some intimate circles, he was known as the Asian George Clooney. Bank CEO by day, Marriott extended stay model by night.
He found a love, finally. Henry, you're damn old now. About time you married. You found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you could find someone you love more than me. 'Cause we are best friends, but we're not in love. We both like girls.
You're beautiful. You're kind-hearted, you're capable, you're fearless, brilliant, and you have a great sense of humor, and you are intensely family-oriented, as we know in terms of how you are with your mother and Alexander and your father. So like me, you are everything that Henry could ever ask for in a lifelong partner, but you make Henry happy in a way that I never could.
Dancing in the dark, each other's arms, high heels on the grass, listening to your favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, he whispered underneath his breath, but you heard it, darling, you look perfect tonight.
No, but really, it's a wonderful occasion. I just want to say congratulations to you guys. I can't really step off this stage without just acknowledging two people that aren't here tonight. One is my dad, Frank. Another is Carolyn's dad, Brian. Obviously, they would be super excited to be here this evening as well, and they'd be really proud of the evening you guys have put together. I'm just flattered to have such a guy like that, you know, by my side and my family.
Carolyn and Henry, I ask that you look at these rings. The ring, an unbroken circle, represents unending love. As you look at these rings in the future, may you be reminded of today and the promises you've made to one another.
So in spite of all the embarrassing, stupid, and even illegal decisions that you've made, I think you just made the best decision of your life today when you said, I do.
Henry, I just want to thank you for indulging me in my castle fairy tale fantasy. It was always a dream of mine to get married at a chateau, and you made this dream a reality and a possibility. Thank you very much for that. So I really have to say thank you for letting me have my wedding fantasy. And Like the rest of our relationship, you have always been so caring, loving, and sensitive towards me. I know that I have in you a life partner, someone who always is going to love me and take care of me and really just care about me. And I thank you so much for that. I love you.
Carolyn and Henry, you've made the promises in each other's company, in the company of your family and friends. It is my honor to pronounce you married. You may now kiss.
The wedding day was just amazing. It was so much fun. Everything was just spectacular. Everything I could dream of in a dream wedding, from the decorations, flowers, to the cake, to the fireworks.